We know that 1 in 4 people who can be pregnant before the age of 45 will get an abortion, and that includes Muslims. As a Muslim person who is doing reproductive justice work and going into certain spaces where we're seeing religion be used as an oppressive tool to deny people their reproductive rights. For me, that doesn't really align with my experience of being a person who has a religious identity. A big part of that is because the way I see Islam is that it actually gives me a lot of my rights to exercise bodily autonomy. When we are thinking about abortion from an Islamic perspective, there's actually a huge range and diversity of opinions. It's always been nuanced. It's always also been contextual. So it really depends on the person's situation, different ethical considerations, but it ranges from extremely prohibitive to extremely lenient and flexible. It's been interesting to see also so much of the Islamophobic stances when the first leaked decision came out that were framing the stance as, oh, what is this Islamic Sharia? And we're like, well, if it was actually following the Islamic Sharia, it would be very nuanced and it would actually be very compassionate in the ways that it approached the ruling. My personal communities are going to be impacted by this, which means that I have so much more drive to make sure that they have access. As Muslims and with my Muslim community, we're doing what we can to make sure that they can come to us as a safe space and as a resource for that access. That's really what we're trying to do at Heart, which is the organization I work for. It's a Muslim reproductive organization nationally, is create these systems within Muslim communities for that communal support for folks who are going through the decision-making process and are getting abortions. Part of what we're trying to do is educate people about, one, the diversity of opinions in case there might be one that works better for their situation. Two, also provide training to service providers on how can you be more nuanced when serving Muslim clients and patients. Another big part of it is also resourcing the work, right? How are we also letting people know that they can and should access funds from abortion funds? Heart has a reproductive justice fund that we are really hoping Muslims will feel comfortable accessing if they need to get an abortion or any other reproductive healthcare services. Something that's really beautiful is that the word for compassion and the word for womb in Arabic stem from the same letters. So one is rahma, one is rahm. And I think that that's intentional because we're meant to use compassion when we're dealing with matters of the womb. I think this is just something that we're taking to heart when we're thinking about how to respond to this moment and how to respond to attacks on our wombs. It is really about centering the person themselves and their lived experience and their how they're going to protect their body, right? And we have to do that with a sense of compassion.